Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. In this video, we are going to be trying to predict the starting lineup and reserves for the All Blacks in their first test match of the Bledisloe Cup up against the Wallabies. But if you do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I have got a special guest with me once again. It is going to be Rugbyitch. Thank you very much for coming on once again to the channel, mate.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And yeah, hopefully in this situation, last time we did end up in a draw. The time before that, we ended up in a draw as well. Somehow we do keep on ending up in this situation, but hopefully this time we will get to see a winner. There is a possible 50 points on the line for both of us in this situation. Whoever has the most points for their starting lineup and reserves will take this first win because of the fact that no one has been able to get it yet. But we've been very close to having the decider, but every time we just seem to creep in there and end up with the exact same points.
Yeah, it's just unbelievable, really, just how we've drawn twice already. But yeah, like you said, hopefully we got our first win within the start of the Rugby Championship.
And at this stage, I feel like we may have a few changes. Of course, throughout these weeks, there are going to be a lot of players returning from injury. And also, we should mention, we are actually filming this on a Sunday. So because of that, there are still plenty of days leading into the starting lineup and reserves being selected by Ian Foster. So maybe there will be a few changes in there as well, dependent on those injuries and possibly player returns. But nonetheless, we will start with that front row. I will let you go first. We will hear from you for your 1, 2, and 3 for the All Blacks starting lineup.
Of course, yeah. So for my number one position, I've gone with Carlton Lafe to start within that number one position. I do believe he's still the number one, really, for the All Blacks. And I do believe he's just really guaranteed that through his performances for the Blues within both the competitions within New Zealand. For number 2, I've gone with Cody Taylor. It's really a 50-50 between him and Dan Coles, but I do believe they're going to go with Cody Taylor just because, in my opinion, I still think he's the number one option for the All Blacks. And now for the number 3 position, of course, I have gone with Nepo Lalala. And I've gone with him only because I've seen recent reports recently of, Offa Tungafasi being injured. Obviously, this could be, it's a bold choice what I'm making there, but hopefully it pays off.
It may be a bold choice, but you are not the only one who has gone with it. My front row is going to be number 1, Carlton Nukiafi, number 2, Cody Taylor, and number 3 is going to be Nepo Lalala. So we're exactly the same.
It's
in
the
that
same
regard, we could be looking at a draw once again here. But right, the locks. Surely there is a difference here. I've got a little bit of an interesting choice there, so I will hear yours first in that regard, 4 and 5.
I think I know what you've gone with, but I think you know what I've gone with this one, where I think, you bring it out. You just got to bring it out. It has to be Scott Barrett. It has to be Scott Barrett. He's my number 1 4 option. And that guy there, it's Ian Foster. I'm going to go with him. So, yeah, Scott Barrett's my number 4 for this team. And for number 5, of course, I have gone with Simon Whitelock as the captain once again. So I do believe he'll it could have gone to Otis Villa actually for captaincy, but I do believe Sam Whitelock will hold on to that. So, yeah, I've gone with Sam Whitelock as number 5.
Okay, interesting choices.
Yeah.
This man's going to have to come out again. I have also got Scott Barrett at 4, and Sam Whitelock is going to be my 5 as well. What is going on at the moment?
This is incredible.
Oh, surely, loose forward trio, we have got to have a change here. Who have you got at 6?
I hope. At 6, I've gone with Akira Ione. At 7, I've gone with at 7, I've gone with Otis Villa. And at 8, I've gone with Oscar Satutu.
Okay, right. I've got Luke Jacobson at 8. That is the first change that we got in the starting lineup. I thought for a second we were going to go through the whole side.
Mate, if we actually had a full pack, oh my god, that would have been incredible. But
I feel like your suggestion of Hoskins Satutu might be actually what they go with, but I feel like I was thinking off that form in the games up against Fiji. Maybe they would reward him with that starting position. But it is good to see that we have got to change.
Yeah,
because of course, if there were just the exact same lineups, that would just be identical points. But now, number 9, we're going back to identical. I have a very strong feeling here because of the fact that you have got yourself at number 9.
I've got Aaron Smith at number 9. I've previously, if you saw the last video we did, I did actually, in fact, go with Finlay Christie to start that one. But unfortunately, the All Blacks haven't given them his debut, well, starting debut, you could say. So for the meantime, I've gone with Aaron Smith, and he's just so reliable. Obviously, for the Highlanders, he's just been sensational. So, yeah, he'll definitely bring his A game, of course, for the All Blacks.
And I agree 100% there. And of course, with the news that maybe TJ Perenara is going to have a little bit more game time in the Bunnings NPC before getting put back into that starting lineup and possibly even the reserves of the All Blacks does just well and truly open up a spot on the bench perhaps for someone else to get a chance. But Aaron Smith, I think they will end up starting in this match up against the Wallabies.
Yeah, for the number 10. Wait, I'll ask you first, actually. Who have you gone for number 10?
Okay, this man is not coming back out because I am going to be going with Richie Mo'unga as my starting number 10.
Wow.
Is that the same, or have you switched it around?
It's different. I've gone with the switch. Yeah, I've gone with Ian Foster, and I think Beauden Barrett will start. It's a normally I would say it's a 50-50 within this decision, but of course with Richard Mo'unga, he did start 2 out of the 3 games against Fiji. Sorry, 2 out of the 3 with Tonga and Fiji. So it's one of those where I do believe Beauden Barrett wasn't given as much of a chance really at 10, but I just have a funny feeling that they're going to give it to him within the opening game. So I think he's going to start at 10. Yeah, I've gone with him. I feel confident.
Okay, all right. Number 11. Who have you decided to go with here? Now, last week we actually, or the week before, where I had Rieko Ioane, you had George Bridge, I believe.
I had George Bridge,
Reece.
And they put Severis in that position. So I've actually gone with Severis at that 11 position. I actually think he worked out very well within that position actually for the All Blacks against Fiji. Maybe it's because against Fiji, and obviously you have to play a different playing style against them, so that's maybe why Severis benefited more within that position. But I actually do think Severis actually brings more. You can say he brings more of his A game within that position compared to the likes of George Bridge. So for that reason, I've actually gone with Severis at 11.
Okay, I would 100% agree with that. But for some reason, I decided that I would go back to George Bridge. And there is a little bit of a theory, and it will be coming up a little bit later on in my starting lineup, perhaps. But yeah, George Bridge at 11 for myself, I should say, in this match. Senses. This is a talking point with the injury return of Anton Leonard-Brown now, kind of getting his name thrown in there. Quintupaia as well, lurking around. Is he going to get a chance here? Who have you got?
We'll have to wait and see. But for the meantime, I haven't put Quintupaia in my starting lineup. You never know on the bench. You never know. But for my starting lineup, I have gone with the likes of David Avili at 12. I just thought he was brilliant for the Crusaders and for New Zealand, of course, from the last 3 games. He was probably their best player, in my opinion, I'd say, throughout all 3. And, of course, I have gone with Anton Leonard-Brown at 13. So I do believe this is their best combination they can go with. Normally, if I wasn't selecting, obviously, from an Ian Foster's point of view, I would have gone with Havili and Rieko. But for this one, I do believe Anton Leonard-Brown will get his opportunity to play with Havili. So, yeah, that's what I've gone with.
Okay. Right, so I have also got David Havili at number 12. But at number 13, I have decided to give Rieko Ioane a start. And that's the one that I'm kind of on the fence about. I was going to have him coming from number 23, coming off the bench again, but then I ended up putting someone else there that I decided that he possibly had to be in that starting lineup, which means, of course, we're going to have a difference at number 14, because for me, at number 14, I have put Severis. And the reasoning behind that is because of the fact that more than likely the Wallabies, I would think their number 11 is going to be Marika Koroibete. And I feel like to be able to mark up with him, I think Severis will have a lot more of an advantage in that battle, even though, I mean, Korimbete's in insane form at the moment for the Wallabies. And he is actually available for this game because of the fact that that red card up against France got taken away. So I feel like originally Will Jordan was coming to mind out in that number 14 jersey. But I decided to be able to try and match a little bit of that speed and power of Marika Koroibete, that they may decide that Reece will be the man for the job.
Okay. Well, it's the man you just said there who I've gone with at number 14. I've gone with Will Jordan. For me, you can't leave him out of the starting lineup. Maybe you have him at 15. We'll have to wait and see. But Will Jordan, I think, is actually a quicker player than Severis. Maybe in the comments you might disagree with that, but I do believe Will Jordan.
I would say certainly.
He is probably the best player, I think, that's up and coming for the All Blacks, obviously for a very long time. And I do believe he will be able to contain Koroibete. I've seen that. I mean, he's been sensational really for Crusaders for I think 3 years now. So he's done very well, and I do believe he'll be able to contain Koroibete. So for that reason, I've selected him at 14.
So now number 15. We didn't mention it just before, but I have not got Will Jordan at 15 for myself.
What?
left him out of the starting lineup. Feel bad for the man because he is a try scoring machine.
Oh.
Anytime he makes his way out onto the field, he scores tries.
That's costly.
In my starting lineup, I'm wondering, I don't know whether Ian Foster will be sticking him out there for the first game. He probably will. I don't really know this man that well. I just have him on a stick at this point. So maybe do need to have a chat with the real Ian Foster rather than the stick version. But at 15, someone else that Ian Foster does quite like out on that field, I've gone with Damian McKenzie as my number 15.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Which I feel like maybe you've gone with someone with the last name starting with B.
I actually haven't. I've actually gone with the same person as you. I've gone with Damian McKenzie. I do believe, and this is my reasoning behind also Will Jordan as well, is because Will Jordan and Damian McKenzie played together both against Tonga and I believe against Fiji as well. So they played both of them together. So I do believe you can't have one without the other in the starting lineup, in my opinion. Obviously, they might switch it up. You never know. But for that reason, I have also gone with Damian McKenzie at 15. And like you said, Ian Foster does love a bit of him.
Love a bit of him. He does. But now we will look at the reserves. 16, 17, 18. Replacement front row. Who have you got?
So yeah, of course, this is pretty simple. And I think he's maybe done a few changes here. I don't know, but I've gone with Dan Coles at 16. I do believe he's the replacement hooker, obviously for the All Blacks, and still, he's still up there. He was obviously sensational for them against against Tonga, I believe. Was it Tonga or Fiji? I believe it was Tonga where he got 4 tries.
Was it actually Fiji? I think he might have scored.
Yeah, it was the first game against Fiji where he got 4 tries. So yeah, for that reason, I had to include him obviously within the bench. For my 17, I've gone with the likes of Ethan de Groot. I do believe he will be the cover replacement, obviously, for Carlton Arfe. But I do believe that's the reason why I put him in there is because you do have the likes of Joe Moody, who I think we've discussed previously, who is out on he's in the squad, but he doesn't look like he'll play. It's a risk, but I've gone with Ethan de Groot within that position. And of course, I've gone with Angus Talval at the 18, because I do believe he's the player who they've looked at more compared to Tyrell Lomax when they've decided between both of them. So for that reason, I've gone with Angus Talval.
Okay, so I've also gone with Dane Coles, number 16. I feel bad because Asafa Moa, he seemed like he was going to be in some very good form up until that point of getting that concussion, and he's kind of ended up having to take a sideways step because of the likes of Dane Coles playing very well at the moment and Cody Taylor also playing phenomenally. Number 17, I've gone with George Bower. I know that he was still training with the All Blacks, I believe.
Interesting.
I think he's still available, if I'm not wrong. But I did see that with Ethan de Groot getting brought back into the start or into the training squad for the injury cover, I was a little bit weary of picking Bower, but I think he has been there the whole time, which is why I have decided to go with him instead.
That could cost me. That's one that I didn't think about.
And then number 18, I have also got Angus Talval.
You have to. Yeah.
So now, speaking of have-tos, is this one a have-to? Number 19, have you got someone who seems to be in some pretty good form since coming back from maybe Japan, if I'm not wrong? Or have you switched it up?
I haven't gone with him. So this is where so normally I would have gone with Brodie Retallick within this position. And I've been selecting him a lot, actually. He's gained me a few points over you within the last few ones. But actually, I've gone with a player they've actually selected a lot, actually, within a lot of these games. And I've gone with Patrick Tuipulotu. So I do believe he will get another opportunity. Maybe it's not I am a bit iffy on this one because if you look at it closely, I wouldn't say his form kind of dropped off within that second, the first game they played against Fiji, I believe. He wasn't in good form, really, because obviously the Fijians did actually very well within their lineouts. And he lost he didn't actually lose a lot of them. It was more or less the hooker, but he didn't win a lot of his lineouts, essentially. So I do believe that could cost him. We'll have to wait and see. But I still think he's a brilliant player and obviously captain for the Blues. So I do believe he'll be able to impact the game off the bench.
Okay, well, I think I may have given away who I've got. This number 19 jersey, Brodie Retallick. I think at this stage, he was close to being in that starting lineup for me, but I didn't know whether or not they would put Barrett off the bench in that locking jersey. I thought more than likely if Brodie Retallick did start, then it would have been maybe that combination of Tuipulotu, or wondering in my mind, where is Tupavai at this stage? He is still training with the squad. The only player who wasn't injured to not get any minutes up against Tonga or Fiji. he must be due to make a return. And when we do pick him, and whoever has him at the time, that is going to be some very valuable points indeed, because of the fact that
he should be in it. Like for me, when I'm looking at locks, like up and coming locks for the future, he's probably at the top of my list actually for up and coming locks. Like him, you have like I've been very impressed by Darcy Swain within the Wallabies. I think he's very good. You have there's the French lock who I forgot his name, but he was very good. And there's one from there's another one I can't think of, but yeah, Thibaut Vallet is just a brilliant player, and yeah, hopefully he'll get his opportunity very soon.
Right, so moving on now, number 20. So I will go first in this situation.
Yep.
I have gone with the man that you had at number 8, and that is Hoskins Tutu. Yeah. I was a little bit hesitant because of the fact that I feel like maybe they would be more likely to put someone who can cover blindside flanker as well as a number 8, perhaps.
That's what I would have thought you would have selected. I think personally, I thought you would have gone with Ethan Blattler at that for the bench position. Like you said, he covers more positions, but that's a risky one. I could get you over that. We'll have to wait and see. But I've gone with Lou Jacobson because, like I said, he is very versatile in the sense where he can actually play all 3 positions. And yeah, for that reason, I've gone with him obviously as my bench loose forward.
Right. Okay. Moving on to the number 21, and we will go. Tell you what, we'll go 21, 22, 23 for this one. See how many changes we have got here. Who have you got for your starting number 21 for this one?
I've gone with a risk here, and I've gone with TJ Perinar. It's one of those where because I've seen obviously the reports, and like you said, he might be playing for NPC, but it's one of those where this could be like the shot. I've got a bold shot here within this one if I want to get points, and he's the one, probably the most risky option I've gone with. So I've gone with TJ Perinar at 21. For 22, I've obviously gone with Richard Mo'unga as my bench player. Obviously, just it was a 50-50 really between Bud and Barrett, but I've gone with Richard Mo'unga as my bench 10. And obviously for the 23, I've gone with Reiko Waione. So he's actually my cover. Originally, I actually had Jordie Barrett in but he actually didn't use Jordie Barrett a lot actually within the 3 games they actually played. They only used him once as a starting and once as a bench player. And so I don't think he'll be used as much as I think most people would think. So I've gone with Reiko, of course, because he was used actually a lot within all 3 games. So, and like I said, he covers a lot of positions. So, yeah. I mean, what about you? What have you gone with in all 21, 22, 23?
So I have gone with, I think it's kind of considered the safe option, but at the same time, I guess it is also that slight risk factor of going with Brad Weber at number 21, because I feel like if TJ Perenara isn't there, that is who they're going to be going with.
Exactly.
So I think I almost took that safe option a little bit there. Then number 22, I have got Bowden Barrett as my replacement fly half. And then as brother as well is going to get a mention because at number 23, I've actually gone with Jordie Barrett. And I feel like that is a little bit because of the fact that maybe that height advantage under the high ball as well, he's pretty safe, but he also can cover the wing position out on that right wing. I know that a lot of people don't like to see him there, but that is one place that Ian Foster has tried him in the past. And then maybe could also come on at fullback instead of McKenzie, even though McKenzie plays a lot of minutes for the Chiefs, or maybe they try him at centre again. They tried that in the first game, I believe it was up against Tonga, but I doubt that will be happening. I don't want happening again. Yeah, I mean, that's
the reason why for me I've gone with Will Jordan at 14, because if I bring on Reiko, he can fit in within one of those centre positions or for one of the wingers, and Will Jordan can be shifted back towards the 15 if they take off. So it's pretty simple switch in my opinion, because I could put Severus at 14, Reiko then goes to 11, Will Jordan comes back to 15. So I've gone with a more reasonable backline, but you could be right with your selection, so we'll have to wait and see.
So that is our starting lineup and reserves. And at this stage, surely this cannot be a draw. We've had 2 in a row somehow. We've had such different choices.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna make a bold claim right now. If this becomes a draw, I will. I don't know. I have to do something. I'm gonna have to do a giveaway or something like that. I'll do a giveaway on my channel if this is a draw, because I just can't see this. Oh god, if this is a draw, I'm just gonna be so I'm doing a giveaway. I'll do a giveaway on my channel if this is a draw, but we'll have to wait and see what happens.
It's a difficult one because of the fact it seems so unlikely the first 2 weeks, but somehow both times we actually ended up in that situation.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And
Like, the bonus point in the first week, although it was also a bit of a mistake on the bench on your part that probably stopped you from being able to get that win. So I got very lucky there.
I've been very costly in the decisions I've made within the bench, but I guess I rectified it within the second game week. But it was one of those where I think within the second game week, you selected more risky players than what I did, so it kind of balanced it out. So hopefully within this one, we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
Looking forward to it. And at this stage, like I mentioned a little bit earlier on, this is being recorded on a Sunday. So there could still be plenty of changes by the time we get to that game, or by the time we get to that selection. 3 of our players could be injured. Who knows what is going to be happening? Perhaps everyone who was going to be going to the NPC can now be selected, and we will be in a lot of trouble there. But yeah, nonetheless, hopefully we can get over 30 for this first prediction of the Bledisloe Cup.
That'd be great.
But nonetheless, if you did enjoy this concept of the video and you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, be sure to check out Rugbyitch on his channel. Could be a giveaway if there is a draw by the sounds of it. Is that because you're confident that you will be able to win it? Or
no, I'm confident that there won't be another draw. If there's a draw, like within this one, I'm giving a giveaway. I will do I don't know what I'll do. I'll probably do like an Amazon giveaway, something like that, like a voucher. Ooh. But I'm very confident it's not going to be a draw. But if it is, oh my gosh, just head to my channel. Then, yeah, you might be very lucky. We'll wait and see. But yeah,
it will be interesting. That is for sure. But yeah, nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in, and we will see you all in the next one.